It was just 1 or 2 weeks ago. I was asking for a scale figure of Lacus Klein in this pilot suit in Seed Freedom movie, and Bandai said, yep, here you go. Please have one. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 9th to 14th of September. We have less genuine figures on pre-order this week, a little bit more on the third party side. Well, I have a mini rant for the third parties later on. As for the genuine figures, I'm glad that I have less stuff to cover, shorter video hopefully, because I just want to get done with things because we have a long weekend over here in my country where the 16th of September, Monday, is a public holiday. So we have 3 days of weekends, and yeah, coincidentally there are a lot of events going around, and I would love to go out and do something instead of being stuck at home all the time. Okay, so with genuine figures this week, not much interesting things to me personally, but we'll see. As usual, begin with 1x4 skills Ikaruga at 1x4 nurse version from Senran Kagura by Hobby Stock. Yeah, Hobby Stock has been doing 1x4 scale of Senran Kagura figures for a while, and their prices are pretty cheap. I remember the very first one, the green color short hair girl, I can't remember her name, that was like 25,000 yen back then. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago already, and she got a re-release but in black color nurse outfit. Okay, as for Ikaruga, yeah, I know her pretty well, and this figure, in my opinion, is relatively safe for work. And when I say relatively safe for work, I mean it is safe for display at home, not like you can bring it to work, if you get what I mean. But still, this is all I can show you because I'm playing it safe over here. Okay, will I get one? No, not at all. But for Senran Kagura collectors, wow. You guys are getting a lot of 1x4s for some reason. It feels like you're getting more 1x4s than 1x6s or 1x7s, which is insane. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. As predicted by me last week, yep, Chisato Nishikigi is on pre-order this week, and I do like her a little bit more than Takina. When I compare their personalities as a person, I love cheery, happy-go-lucky people. I love that. So she is also only 33,000 yen. I was right last week, coming out in March 2025, quite soon. Yeah, get this pair of girls if you love them. Tell the world of anime figure manufacturers that you want them to make more figures of characters from seasonal anime. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have a couple of figures by Freeing at 1x6 scale. Love is Indivisible. Sounds very familiar, but is it a seasonal anime? I'm not too sure. Love is Indivisible by Twins. Okay, Gumi Jinguzi Bunny version, 18,000 yen. Generic Bunny Girl. Yeah. And the second one over here from the same series, Naori Jinguji, for the same price and coming out in April 2024. I may be inconsistent, sometimes I say that black bunny girls are too common, way too many of them, and then sometimes they come up with something special, but this is one of those cases where I'm not too fond of them. Yeah, nothing much going on. This is strictly for those of you who know something about this series and you like them, then you buy one, otherwise you just skip it. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is probably one of the most popular scale figures this week. I forgot to check the popularity charts over in AmiAmi, like which one is the most pre-orders, most pre-ordered in their website for the past week. So this is Sakamata Chloe, which has been shown to us a few times since last year's One Fest. She is finally up for pre-order at 29,000 yen, September release next year. And yeah, Sakamata Chloe, I don't know how popular she is because I don't pay attention to VTubers or Hololive that much. Meanwhile, their CEO, Yagu, as that was what is his nickname, right? Yagu is showing up in Malaysia this weekend. Yeah, at the time of publishing this video, he is in a local event over here in my country, which I'm not attending. Anyways, it is going to be crazy over there, right? That event called Level Up Play, and they have Nami Tamaki as well from Gundam Seed. Damn, I really wanted to go. Okay, Max Factory is one of the top tier figure brands out there. Grade A, A+ even. So yes, this is a good buy. And I doubt that her value would go down if at all after release. So pick one up if you like her. The detail levels on this figure is, yeah, it is right up there among the best scale figures can find. And I prefer her with this hoodie on. You know, it makes the figure look a little bit more unique. So if I have one of these, this is what I would display her with, given the options I have over here. Yeah, between these, even with the smile over there, I'll prefer her with the hoodie. It makes the figure looks a little bit more detailed. Moving on to the next one over here, this is probably also among the best figures this week. Initially, when I saw her up for pre-order, I asked, hey, why isn't this an AmiAmi exclusive? And then, oh, this is wonderful works, not Fat Company. Yeah, I do believe Fat Company has a figure of DP12 as well. I think she was in sitting pose, in bikini and on the beach, like Sandy Beach, if I remembered correctly. And that one has way lesser clothes than this version. This version, you can partially cast her off, but personally, I would prefer to keep that white dress on because, you know, it makes the figure feel a little bit more different than a generic bikini swimsuit figure. And with that, yeah, that weapon case she is holding over there, yeah, it makes a typical, you know, summer feel figure a little bit more detailed than it normally would be. So this is a great thing. I like this a lot more than the one by Fat Company for sure. Even if I don't factor in quality control between the two brands, which is better, I still like this one more. Even though she's just, you know, standing there, not much of an action pose. This is great for the detail levels. And is that a Gucci bag? Whatever bag that she has in her left arm, yeah, that accentuates the detail level of this figure even further. I like it a lot, even though I am not much of a GFL collector. So this is 26k before discount. You can get her on HLJ at just a little bit over 24,000 yen, October release next year. Yes, I do like this one quite a bit over here. Okay, moving on to the next figure. This was relatively popular, because I saw a lot of positive responses when she was first revealed by Furyu, but personally, I'm not really a big fan of the character design on this figure of Prince Heinrich. Yeah, from Azalane by Furyu, almost 25,000 yen, July release next year, which is okay from a price perspective, right? You're getting that fluffy thing, the base and the microphone in front of her, yeah, it is a reasonable price, though I do expect her price to come down a bit after release if I have to predict. This is almost like a Christmas theme figure in a way, even it is red and white, you know? And man, I don't know why, like 90% of Azalane figures need to have a pair of melons that are barely hanging out for everyone to see. I mean, it is great, it makes the character more attractive, but it is starting to feel a bit too much, you know? Every character, almost every single one of them are like that, except the lollies. Okay, I don't like her face very much. I mean, I'm just speaking from the character design standpoints over here. Furyu or Phoenix as a brand is not even a factor. Next, Azalane, oh no more Azalane. Okay, next figure over here from Infinity Studio. If I am not mistaken, they are like a budget scale figure branch of Prime 1 Studio. If I'm not mistaken, I need to do a little bit more background check. But yeah, Infinity Studio and their SSR figure line of figures, they are usually a lot cheaper than normal scale figures. This is not the case over here. This is an exception. No, when you tell me SSR figure, I am being reminded of those bunny girls at 12,000 yen sitting on sofas. There are 4 of them. Yup. And those bunny girl figures on the sofa, they are being discounted even further, both in Taobao and also in AmiAmi. AmiAmi sales section, I think you can see those figures going for like 7,500, 8,000 yen once in a while, so to pay attention if you want those figures. Now this one is closer to the price of a normal scale figure, but as we all can see, the detail level on this one is also a lot higher than those bunny figures by SSR figure. Yi Ren Guan, House of Unhumans Liu Qi. Playing with a serpent. 20,500 yen, January release very soon. Which is reasonable in my opinion. Price is reasonable. This almost looks like one of those Bomber Girl figures, you know. Maybe it is by the same artist. I did not bother to check, of course. I suspect it is the same artist as Bomber Girl. They all look so alike. It is like looking at the Tony Arts character and you immediately notice it, which artist it is from. that is the case over here. Can I recommend it? Yes. If you like the character design, pick one up. She looks great here. No complaints at all from the character design standpoint. Moving on to the next one, we have 1x7 skill Shikinami Asuka Langley version Radio Eva Part 3. Is this like the third figure of Asuka in this casual streetwear outfit by Hobby Max? I think so. This is very cheap, 18,500, but given this is Hobby Max, we are talking about she could be even cheaper in Taobao, in Chinese websites in general, because Hobby Max charges a premium, quite a premium on the international market, in the Japanese market, a few thousand yen more. Very photogenic figure. For sure, the entire Radio Eva line is amazing for photographers like me. For figure photographers. However, these two sample photos over here, they are not showing us the full potential of this figure. Like, it could have been better, no? This photography work. I have ideas that would make her look even better in photographs. Yeah. Can I recommend them in general? Yes. Just that if you guys are unaware of, a lot of Hobby Max figures, yeah, they go on sale in AmiAmi as well after release. So maybe don't pre-order too early unless you can get her from Chinese websites, of course. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, we have 3 re-releases from Kotobukiya. The first one is Tokai Teiyo from Uma Musume, 18,500. Yeah, very reasonable. And one of you have told me in the past that is actually the base of the trophy. Yeah, in the races they participate in, but no matter how many times I look at it, I just can't get over the fact that how much they look like pancakes to me. Maybe I'm just hungry, and I love pancakes, by the way. Yeah, pancake base for an Uma Musume figure, 18,500, reasonable. Yep. Coming out in April next year, and I'm not too surprised that this one is getting a re-release. I would rather figure brands re-release their stuff over giving the scalpers an opportunity to profit off these figures, man. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, these two are, in my opinion, by the way, some of the best double SS Gridman scale figures money can buy. Yeah, there are so many scale figures of Rika Takarada and also Akane Shinjo. I own one single Akane Shinjo figure by Megahouse, and it is actually one of my regrets in a way. I feel I paid too much for it. And the only reason why I bought that one at nearly full price was because I had a photography idea. I wanted to do a diorama and I wanted it done no matter what, which was the only reason why I bought one. But that feels more like an 8,000 yen figure rather than a 15,000 yen figure. I paid like 13k for that, but yeah, it was overpriced. Meanwhile, this one by Kotobukiya, this pair, they are meant to be a set, right? Yeah, under 15,000 yen each. If you missed out the first release, grab it, it is worth it. This Rika figure, one can argue that there are better figures of her out there because the pose is so plain, but because she is a pair with this Akane Shinjo over here, I suppose that you need to get both because I personally regard this specific Akane Shinjo figure to be among the best ones out there, out of so many options, like top 3 best Shinjo figure. Solely for everything that she comes with, a school desk, a bag, and that kaiju figurine over there, this is like a perfect package. It perfectly describes Akane Shinjo as a character, right? You would understand the context over here. Why is there a kaiju figurine over there if you watch the anime adaptation? So yes, pick one up. Great figures. They do have a picture over here, I think, of both of them together. Yep, there we go. They are meant to be a set. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have an altar figure, 1x8 scale. Why 1x8? Maybe because the other Overlord figures by altar are all in 1x8, right? I think so. They needed to be consistent. Entoma Vasilisa Zeta Sobin version, just under 18,000 yen April release. Yeah, pick one up. It is a shame that it is 1x8, but still pick one up. This is a relatively simple figure, right? Plain black sweater. And even this scorpion thingy. Yeah, not much details going on for this figure. I'm not too surprised that she is so cheap. I mean, we got too many albedo figures, man. Way too many other characters deserve their own justice. So pick one up. This is a good buy. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we have a couple of dude figures over here from King of... I was about to call it King of Fighters. Maybe they are from KOF. Who knows? I'm unfamiliar with this character. Andy Bogart. Normal color by Studio 24. 15k. And then there is what I call a second player color. Yeah, 2P color. There you go. 15,000 yen as well. This almost feels like... what's his name again? Ryu from Street Fighter? Yeah. Generic male fighting game character. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have 3 affordable scale figures this week. Tennitor 2B at just under 6,000 yen. April release. Yep, if you are on a budget, grab one. This looks really good. I mean, I really appreciate the terrain base they're giving over here, rock terrain base, and we even get a single sword. That is very generous of Tennitor and Furyu over here. I mean, look at pop-up rates, man. They give you a Gen Diak from FGO, and there is no flag, which is like her signature weapon, a flagpole. They give you a Skahak figure from FGO, but there is no spear. Like, what the heck? Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, at 500 yen, at 1,000 yen, I don't care, and include those things because they are the main feature of the character in a way. Give us a Saber Ultra figure and there is no Excalibur. No, it is just so weird, man. And Tennitor is doing it right over here. They include what matters even in a low budget figure. And for that reason, I can recommend this 2B figure. For those of you on a budget, for everyone else looking for a scale figure, yep, get the Max Factory one, get the Aniplex one. Pick your favorite. Moving on to the next one. Yep, 9S of course. And what pose is this, man? This is like Michael Jackson pose except in the opposite direction. Weird pose. 6,000 yen as well may release. And the last figure for HLJ would be Jamie from Street Fighter. I believe this is a new character. Is it a he or she? I'm sorry if I misidentified the gender, but this character wasn't in Street Fighter 4. Yeah, 5,000 yen only by Max Factory, coming out in May next year. Okay, now we move on to AmiAmi. I had to put this character as the first one. Damn it! It was just 1 or 2 weeks ago. I was asking for a scale figure of Lacus Klein in this smoking hot pilot suit in Seed Freedom movie, and there you go. Bandai said, yep, here you go. Please have one. Yes, I would love to get one. Earlier in today's video, I said that there are not too many figures that attracted me, but this is probably the closest thing that I gave a really serious look at. And the only reason why I haven't hit the pre-order button is because number 1, this is an AmiAmi exclusive. And number 2, at 24,000 yen, which is normal price for scale figures nowadays, I wish that this is a little bit bigger because I believe that this is like 1/8 scale, not 1/7. And yeah, Megahouse is famous for overpricing their figures. Not like you guys have a choice because they are exclusive stuff. Almost every single one of them. Yes, the height is 22 centimeters, which is actually closer to 1/8 rather than 1/7. Yeah, you factor in that base over there, which is like 1 centimeters. This is 21 cm tall. Megahouse, no, they just standardize their figures at a specific size in dimensions, 20, 22, 24 cm. And then they just say it is non-scale. That is their style of doing things. I still want one though. I want one. Oh, this is going to sell like hotcakes for those Gundam Seed fans, man. A lot of people in my age group, right? Yeah, we are huge Gundam Seed fans because Gundam Seed is literally our first Gundam show back then when we were still children. Moving up next, another AmiAmi exclusive from Q-Skill. We have Meido Buso experimental equipment. Experimental equipment. Yeah, this is too smoking hot for YouTube to give it a pass. So unfortunately, you have to go and check out the figure on your own in AmiAmi. But hey, this is just a news video. I mean, I'm doing this to let you guys know what is new every week. And then if you want to know more, go and check out the figure on your own. So it doesn't really affect the quality of my videos that much. 34,000 yen is big. Ouch. It is painful. Do I see this as being worth 34k? Of course not. I would say 26, 27k, 27. 27 is reasonable, 34 is a bit much. Coming out in September 2025. But skill, Q-Skill is a figure brand that I respect a lot. I like their stuff. They have, maybe a couple of QC issues in the past. More like bad packaging, right? Yeah, I'm still salty about my Elizabeth battery figure from Q-Skill. That thing breaks no matter how many new units you buy, it still breaks because of bad packaging. But for those of you who do not mind the price, yes, pick one up. You won't be disappointed. Moving on to the next exclusive, we have Illustrator Collection figure Toshiwe Kanojo, illustration by Wata, 1/6 scale by DMM Factory, 36k. Coming out in June next year. Yeah, DMM Factory, is it like 90% or more of their figures are AmiAmi exclusives? And I have discussed this figure before in my OneFest coverage like months ago. Lovely art, beautiful art, but I'm not a fan of the color scheme. Way too, too little colors, black all around. I wish that the character is more colorful. Moving on to the next exclusive over here from FGO, we have Custer Charlotte, and it is so sad that this is an exclusive. I'll wait for after release, and hopefully the price comes down because this is, even though this is the only scale figure of Charlotte as far as I'm aware of, there are no other scales of her. I will treasure their figures, every single one of them, even Saint Martha. The martial artist Saint Martha, there was only one scale figure of her as well by our treasure. Her price did not hold the value beans as well, even though that was the only scale figure of her, and if you want any other options, it is price figures. So I'm still betting on this one dropping in price after release. I'm not getting it now. Not to mention that our treasure figures are like a slightly higher quality version of Wave Beach Queen's 1/10 scale in the past, just bigger at 1/8 instead of 1/10. So yeah, I would wait for the price to drop over here. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is the assembly figure where the figure is like half complete, partially painted, and then you need to finish the figure on your own. If you want to practice painting your own figures, they are a great start. Though still not cheap, almost 9,000 yen for something that is partially finished. Next figure over here, AmiAmi exclusive again, Megahouse Lucria Futari wa Pretty Cure. Okay, Pretty Cure is like a very long idol series, hundreds of episodes by now. I did not bother to watch. Futari wa Pretty Cure. No futas inside, right? Yeah, of course not. There are two figures for 33,000 yen. Alright, fine enough. They won't be big. This is a small figure for sure. 17 and 21 centimeters. Two figures, 33k. Fair. Just that the character design in the Precure series, they look like those old school anime from the 1990s. Yeah. Moving up next, from Sengoku Yoko, we have a pair of figures over here. Jinka and Tama looks like brother and sisters to me. Yep, Kyodai set. 1/7 scale from ABC Animation. First time seeing this name, but I don't think they are the one who manufactured this figure, right? It is just that they are the license holders. 43,000 yen for a pair of 1/7 scale figures, so that would be like 21 and 500. Yeah, fair enough, given the base you're getting over here. These products can only be shipped to this list of countries over here. My country is one of them. Everyone else get it from the official distributor in the country. Yeah, monopoly, exclusivity, BS, of course. Okay, you can get them separately, of course. There, the 21k each, right? But I don't see a point. It feels incomplete. You need to get both as a set, right? Otherwise, it feels like something is missing. I don't really know much about Sengoku Yoko. I've seen this title somewhere before. I like this girl though. I like her character design. Okay, next figure over here, Amakuni. This is not an exclusive, by the way, but Amakuni loves overpricing their figures. Generic bunny figure, not even fabric material being used for legs, and she is almost 29,000 yen. Typical Amakuni. Nabril Gamma Sobin bunny version from Overlord, coming out in July 2025. I like how much of a space saver this figure is. Great base, by the way. Just that this feels like 5,000 yen too expensive. 5 or 7,000 yen too much. Yeah. Okay, and the last figure for today, the only ecchi figure on AmiAmi. New ecchi figure, I mean. Binding Creator's Opinion 1x4 scale Sara Nogami Barrel Leg Bunny version. So this came out once before. Now they removed the stockings. 33,000 yen. Which is a great price for a 1x4 nowadays. And yeah, a lot of her cannons are exposed. So this is all you get to see over here. Go and click on the pictures in AmiAmi if you want to see more. Coming out in February 2025, which is very soon. As for character design, I don't find her to be very attractive in any way. Not to me at least. And our last stop for genuine figures, niningame.com. We have a pair of figures over here. Isekai Erofu Rarano. Yeah, so just... yeah. Sugoi Dekai elf over here. 1x4 scale at 27,000 yen or 1x6 scale at 19,000 yen. No, this is like this is so stereotypical at this point, you know, giant melon elf from isekai anime or games. Yeah, feels that way to me. The next pair of figures over here, Urakoi Bunny Girl, just generic bunny girl with, yeah, your favorite parts being shown. I think that this is a figure where you buy depending on whether you like the face or not. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, if I were to remove her head and replace it with any other character, it could have been just another bunny girl figure. That is the way I see it. So once again, 1x4 scale, 27,000 yen or 1x6 scale at 19,000 yen. And then we have a single 1x3 scale figure over here. Futa. Yup. Giant cannon down there. Maya 3D eyelash version. So you get actual eyelashes. Very nice. At 1x3 scale, not too difficult to do. $371 US. I don't think, no, they will let me convert to Japanese yen. Yeah, the site is bugged. Oh, they let me, alright, because the site is bugged out sometimes. 51k for 1x3 scale. And then the last two figures for today, Masugaki Elf Tina 1x4 scale at, once again, 27k and 19k depending on the scale. So this is just a lolly elf, nothing much, wearing a white singlet. And you get to see the important parts once again. Nothing special this week except for the Lakers client figure, which I kind of want. And then I would say the other two highlight scale figures of the week are that DP12 from, Girls Frontline. And also Sakamata Chloe. Alright, moving on to third parties. Making use of OSGK, which is also this channel's affiliate partner. We have a bunch of figures this week. Too many, how do I put it? Too many degenerate cultured figures, which on their own, they are fine if we get a few once in a while. So my mini rant begins here. My problem with third parties is like, it is beginning to feel like third party resin figure brands are one-trick ponies. They are heavily relying on, making very cultured figures of your favorite game characters, anime characters, just to sell a few hundred units to push their figures. It feels like if they made a safe for work version of any of the figures that they have released so far, they wouldn't sell. It feels that way to me. Yeah, they are relying on one single gimmick, which is to make thirst traps for you guys so that they can move a few units. And I can't say I'm a fan of that. I mean, it is fine if it will give us options to make a safe and unsafe version, which is the case most of the time. But nowadays, we are getting a lot of purely cultured figures. You don't even get a safe for work version anymore. And there are way too many of them. Even as a dry single guy, that is how I would describe myself, I'm not a fan of them. I mean, there are way too many of them. Yeah, it is starting to get boring. Anything that you do, if you repeat it over and over, it will start to feel repetitive and boring. And that is my biggest gripe with third parties at the moment. One-trick ponies. So, I mean, if they give us high-quality scale figures, be it resin or PVC or any other materials, and they are actually good, I think they will sell on their own. They will sell naturally if you give us good stuff. You don't have to rely on the same gimmick over and over. Okay, end of rant. Now back to figures. Today we'll begin with Spy Family as usual. I'm going to get all the Anyas out of the way. Christmas limited Anya Forger by Waku Waku Studio. So we have Anya on a stack of boxes, and bonds in a Christmas tree is interesting though. Alright, I'll give them that. This is something unique for an Anya figure. I like this setup over here, this setting over here. $213 is a bit painful. December release very soon. You see, the reason why some third-party figure companies can release figures so soon is because the moment they announce it up for pre-order, they are already halfway into manufacturing it, right? So yeah, they are simply announcing the pre-orders a bit late, which means they are taking risk. Like, they don't even know how well it would sell, how many pre-orders they will manage to get, yet they are already manufacturing it before even announcing the pre-order. Why do they take such a risk? Because they already know it will sell. Yeah, judging by their previous sale history, of course. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have Pew Pew Anya Forger by Geisha Studio, $98. Of course, this is the highlight, right? Yeah. Troll face with minigun. I love it. This feels a bit gimmicky, but I love it. Okay. And then what else do we have? Yep, we have two Your Forger figures over here. The first one is by Ling Yun Studio. No scale mentioned, but this is actually bigger than 1/3 scale. This is 73 centimeters, right? 73 centimeters, but if you were to say 1/3 scale, you multiply it by 3 times, that is over 210 centimeters, which obviously she is not that tall, but if you multiply it by 2, it is only 140 plus cm. So this is like 1/2.5 scale. Yeah. $500 US for something so big, and apparently you can do all kind of things with it. I don't like it that much. Yeah. I don't like her face over here. That's the thing. So even at $500, I find it difficult to recommend, even though this is huge. The next Anya Forger figure, this is awesome, right? 1/4 scale, Yo Forger, apparently. Dumb mistake for sure. Okay, by Go Studio and Annie Studio. So the realistic version you're seeing on screen over here can be had for $436. And Your Forger is a martial artist, assassin of some kind. Yeah, that is the way she fights. So as a martial artist, this is the best pose you can have for Your Forger. Like, she is kicking around, kicking up some bad guys, and there is an anime version where her face looks great as well, or you can get the double head version and get both head sculpts for $487. I mean, I'm not getting an entire figure over here, just an extra head. If I were to get one, yes, I would get the double head version for just an extra $50 for sure. Once again, we take a look at the full figure. There we go. This is a great figure, and yes, she is partially cast off. So there you have it. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. Okay, interestingly, we have like only 2 figures from One Piece this week. First one is a work in progress, Orihime Inoue. Oh no, this is Blade, not One Piece. Alright. You see, sometimes I make a fool out of myself because I don't care about shonen stuff, even though they are so popular. Obviously, this is early bird and they are showing us a sample, nothing much else to say. Okay, next one, we have a single Boa Hancock figure by Face Studio. Early bird pre-order, wow, $121. Yeah, this is likely to cost less than $150, judging by what I'm seeing, and her face looks great. Too many Boa Hancock figures as well. Okay, moving on to the next one, we are now into 1/4 or bigger territory. So this is a life-size Tifa for almost $2,000 by Juicy Made Studio, and yep, the features you are thinking about, they are all there, and there are even extra features which I would prefer not to describe it over here because it is too detailed and yeah. Okay, so this is coming out in June next year, and yeah, if you are feeling lonely and it is very unlikely that you'll be able to find yourself a girlfriend, then maybe this is the next best thing you can buy. I'm sure the maintenance cost is cheaper than a real girlfriend. Okay, $2,000. Man, cost as much as the cameras I use for this studio. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1x4 scale Jime Play Studio. This resin figure brand from China. They make licensed stuff only. So from League of Legends Worlds, we have a 1x6 scale of the Lady of Luminosity Lux. $4.99. That is actually a very reasonable price for something that is licensed. I would expect a licensed figure at... Oh, okay. Let me take back what I just said. I was assuming this is 1x4, but this is 1x6, which is why it is so cheap. So apostrophe cheap. I mean, if this was 1x4 at $500, it sounds impossible for something licensed. Okay, 1x6 scale for $500, that sounds more like it for something licensed. Ooh. I don't play the game LOL. Oh, I love this glass shattering over here. That is incredible. And fragile AF at the same time. Damn. I mean, if you have deeper pockets than, Apex Toy stuff, you want something more premium, this is worth looking at. I really like what I'm looking at over here. Yeah. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale, another licensed figure from Tri-Eagles Studio, Ghostblade. Alright. Cloudworm Statue Series first encounter black version. Like, her name is Cloudworm? What? Okay. No price yet. This is an early bird pre-order. I'm predicting this to be maybe $650, right? Oh, this is pretty. I love her face. Very nice figure, right? Not the kind of thing I would buy. Okay, moving on to the next one from PJ Studio, also a licensed figure brand. More like 80% of the figures they make are original characters, but this time around they are making a licensed Mai Shiranui from KOF. No price yet. At 1x6 scale, will it be only $2.99? I'm a bit skeptical that a licensed figure of mine would be only $2.99, but maybe they'll surprise us, who knows? Yeah, this is only a teaser pic. Next figure over here, we have 2B from Nier Automata by Evans... How to pronounce that, man? Evansen or Evanescent, whatever. 2B from Nier Automata, available in 1.6 and 1.4. Looks like she is wearing some kind of black dress. Teaser pic only, nothing much else. Okay, next figure over here. Man, this Makima figure from Etopo Studio, her face is nice. Yeah, realistic face. This is not anime. This is realistic face. But, this feels like watching a cosplayer executing a perfect cosplay of whichever anime character that he or she is cosplaying. So it is like, some cosplayers, they pick the perfect character that suits their body, their anatomy, and their facial features. If the character has a big and round face, then they don't choose it because they have a very narrow jawline. So let's say I'm a cosplayer, I have a narrow jawline and maybe a sharp and pointy nose, and I were to pick a character with similar facial or anatomical traits. When you do a cosplay based on the same anatomical traits, the result tend to be really good as long you are good at cosplaying. Of course, you're good at makeup and everything else. This is like taking an anime character and doing a realistic conversion, a perfect conversion. So in a way, even if you did not tell me, this is Makima, you just told me, this is my own original character. And the moment I saw it, I would immediately recognize her as Makima. So it is that good. So, hey, this is a pretty good realistic scale figure of Makima, 1x4 scale, and we don't have a price yet. Last week I said that Makima's trademark color is black. I would pick black color over white color, which I would assume this one will come in 2 colors as well. But she doesn't look too bad in white either, isn't it? Yeah. So this is an early bird pre-order. We don't have a price yet, but I'm expecting it to be between the $500 to $650 mark. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Ram and Ram chibi figures from Yaoling Jiawu Studio. Okay, a set for $161, right? That is the price point you only have to look at. And once again, I'm not sure if I can justify this because $161 can buy you a nice set of scale figures at 1/7. Yeah. RAM and RAM scale figures are not exactly that rare, so many of them out there, some of them being heavily discounted. Moving on to the next one, okay, cultured figures. Yeah, at least this one is quite original in a way. So we have a goblin doing barbecue party with a captured human. Okay, $250, but not yet confirmed, is reasonable, I would say. Definitely inspired by Goblin Slayer, man. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wow, VTuber Gorgura for home. Is that even Gorgura? Maybe when she grows up 10 years later. Okay, $239 from SC Studio. This is going to sell for sure. This is going to be quite popular. Yeah. To me, it doesn't look like the Gorgura I know, so I'm not sure if I like it, but who knows what other people are thinking. Next one over here, we have a Hadaka Megumin from Neta Studio, $118. Yeah, cheap because there are very few parts, right, to paint and put together. Like I said earlier, just 15 minutes ago, it feels gimmicky, so I'm not sure if I like this at all. Yeah. Okay, next one over here, original character. We have Kemono figure in your favorite position. You already can imagine what the rest of the figure looks like. Can only show the face like inside figures, earlier. $190 from Facebook, FB Studio, coming out in June next year. Yeah, the furry fans will be queuing up for one for sure, even though I have no interest in a figure like this at all. Okay, next figure over here. This is unusual. Limey Studio has a figure of Flare from Redo of Healer. We need Season 2. No price yet. Will it be $299? I would say $250 maybe. Yeah, judging by what I'm seeing. Once again, can't show you guys much, but I'm liking what I'm looking at over here. Like, it is a bit edgy, but not overly so. It is still very artistic. Nice sculpture, by the way, so I do like this one quite a bit. I think the only figure of Flare and that wolf girl, I can't remember her name, are the ones by Kadokawa, right? I think, yeah, there are not many scale figures of her. Only Kadokawa has it. Next one over here, from Kuwan Studio, we have Rain Yamashiro from Mato Seihei. I'm anticipating Season 2. This character did not appear in Season 1. Okay, standard version was like $190 if not mistaken. Oh, $165 only. That is cheap. Yeah, deluxe version, you're getting all those extra parts. You already know what they are. No, $165 is cheap considering that you're getting a throne, man. I just want to have a closer look at her face. Yeah, looks fine. She looks fine. Will genuine figure brands make a scale figure of her? I would say very likely. Yeah, quite likely. Not many, maybe 2 or 3 figure brands will do it, but not many. Moving on to the next one, Supernova Studio has an original character, original Jack Dempa. Oh, I see. Jack Dempa is an artist, right? I've seen that name before. So, a figure based on an artwork by this artist, Miyamae Shiho. There's nothing much I get to see over here, just a teaser pic, so we'll see. Moving on to the next one, we are now entering Honkai territory. Honkai Star Rail, we have 2 GB figures or doll figures of Sparkle. Okay, this is $98. Why not just buy a plushie? I don't get it, right? Is this a resin figure or a plushie? No, it is a resin figure. I just asked why not buy a plushie, but I don't think a licensed plushie figure of her even exists. Very sad. Okay, and the second one over here, Mad Bunny Studio, $105 for the deluxe version. Regular version, what's the difference? $105 and $80. Some extra accessories. I see. Nope, not interested. Next one over here, we have March 7th in Race Queen outfit from HSM Studio. No official price yet, and at 1/6 scale, I'm inclined to believe this is more like between $200 to $250, maybe even lesser than 200, who knows, because this is a simple figure, right? However, you are getting a cast of above part. I don't know how much that would add to the cost, usually like an additional $30 or so, yeah. However, you know, with Apex Toys March figure where she has a very impressive crossbow, yeah. Maybe that is all you need, right, for a figure of March 7th. Next one over here, we have Kafka. Early bird pre-order. This picture is the only one we're getting, and there will be an ecchi version later on. I don't see myself buying another third-party Kafka figure. I already have one by Imagination Studio, which I kind of like actually. I don't think I will sell it. I will be keeping it. I'll be displaying it somewhere soon. And then I'll just wait for the one by Apex Toys, which is still in grey prototype stage. Yeah. This Kafka, I'm also estimating she will go for under $300 despite the inclusion of ecchi parts, unless they choose to sell two versions separately. Next one, we have two Firefly figures. Both are early birds, I think. Yep, just an announcement picture. First one by RS Studio, a digital art image, doesn't tell us much. And the second one, also a teaser pic. Standard and deluxe version, that is all. So we'll move on quickly to the next one. We have Fei Xiao. Not many figures of her, isn't it? Fei Xiao. From LGY Studio, early bird as well. What is the point of making every game character in this pose again? Yeah, it is attractive for sure. I don't even know what to say anymore. Nothing much to say. Okay, up next, we have two figures from Honkai Impact Raiden Mei. Now we are talking, man. This looks like a $600 figure, even though at 1/6 scale. Yeah, this is not cheap. Raiden Mei, we already have genuine scale figures from Apex and Apex, I know they have one. Did Ultra have one? I can't remember. Yeah, Apex had this scale figure of her that came out like 2 years ago, and two mecha arms, right, in the deluxe version. That was great. Still available in Taobao, by the way, if you look around. I'm not sure if I should get one. Like, that figure came out 2 years ago. What is the point of reviewing it now? Unless I personally like the figure so much that I would love to keep it, then yeah, we'll see. It isn't very expensive though. This one is giving you the entire dragon, man. Oh, are there even genuine figure brands who would do something like this? I would say extremely unlikely, except for the resin figure brands, right? I mean, their customer base are the very rich who can afford it. That's why they do it. But Apex Toys, Good Smile Ultra, I don't think they would ever do something like this. The next one, another epic figure, Volare, Seal Volare from Honkai Impact by HSM Studio. To be honest with you guys, I don't like the licensed versions that much by Apex Toys. Yeah, where both of them are sitting together on the chair, I don't like it. Yeah. This is $451 at 1/6 scale, coming out in June next year. Amazing figure for sure. Alright, moving on to the next one, another cultured figure by ACG Studio that is almost what they do exclusively. Teresa Apocalypse. 171, that is really cheap for what you're getting in the entire package. Yeah. Just black dress with some wings and a nice base over there, but not the kind of figure I like. Next figure, another one. Cultured figure, Bronya Day Chick by Arctic Wolf Studio. This is very cheap, $190, and this appears to be a big figure. $190 coming out in March. I would like a more normal figure of her for sure. I think it was Lulan Studio who has a scale figure of her with a big bike, big motorcycle. That is something that I would love to have, not something like this one over here. Next one, Genshin Impact and all the cultured stuff. I'll go through them quickly because there is nothing much I could show otherwise. Ganyu from Fish Head Studio. Yeah. We love curry fish head over here in Asia, especially Malaysia and Singapore. No price yet, early bird pre-order. Go and check out the rest of the picture yourself in OzGK. Ahegao faces are great though. I love Ahegao faces at least. The next Genshin figure, also another Taco figure, octopus figure. We have Shenhe by E Studio or Double I Studio. $157 is very cheap, but no thank you. Okay, and next one. Okay, now we enter Blue Archive territory. 2 figures over here. The first one is Asuna Ichinose, just an early bird announcement. And the second one, what the... Worst figure of the year. There you go. Worst figure of the year. I have no idea what I am looking at. And geez, 1x2 scale, yeah. Once again, you guys know what this is because this is big, almost life size, half life size. So I won't go into details describing how you should use it in your private time. But still, geez, that looks horrible. This thing would be haunting me, man, every night when I go to sleep. Next figure. This is the best third-party figure this week, hands down. Yeah, that is despite that amazing Honkai Impacted figure earlier. I would say this is among the best this week. Suna Okami Shiroko from Blue Archive by Z Production Studio and Kuwon Studio. Deluxe version is worth it, right? And standard is around, yeah, $257. Get the deluxe version because you're getting more accessories. The only reason why you shouldn't get one is because you don't like Blue Archive or you are afraid of the material being used, you know, polyurethane and silicone. Yeah, if you don't take care of this material, they'll start having cracks over time. Never clean a figure made of polyurethane or silicone or any rubbery material, yeah, synthetic rubber, with water. Never use water. That includes wet cloth, by the way. Use dry cleaning, like just use a paintbrush. No, naturally, a paintbrush would attract dust because of static electricity. When you just brush it across the figure surface, it will attract the dust particles. Yeah. So the reason why I'm saying this is so good is because this is one of the best third-party figures I've seen of her. Not to mention, this is, yes, a seamless action figure where you are getting a ton of accessories and this. I'm surprised that until now we already have genuine scale figures of her, but none of them has offered us an option to swap out the head into this one over here. I want this head sculpt. Yeah, and yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff. 5 faceplates, man. 5 faceplates. Even Figma or Revoltech does not give you that much. A bicycle. We have a pair of drones over there, attack drones. Yeah, and that head. I want that head. So this is a great purchase at $300. Seriously. I mean, yeah, surely the flexible skin material is scary, but it is nothing new. It has been used in a lot of 1x6 scale action figures for a long time, for many years. As long as you know how to take care of them, you will be fine. Okay, moving on to the next one over here from Same Studio, we have Xenoblade Chronicles Mitra. Standard is like $260 and DX $346. You already know what is included in the box for the DX. This is like extra big melon version. Not a fan of the inflated size, to be honest. So yeah. You know, Good Smile re-released that pair of figures from Xenoblade. Go and pick one up. If the prices are normal, of course. But yeah, if you want third party, I would say check out those 1x4 skills out there. As long as you have the budget, of course. Okay, the next figure from Azalane, we have Owari from Treasure Studio. Realistic face. No, thank you. And they have this claw around her melons. Yeah, this claw design. I've seen it a few times. Is it like an actual character design in the game? Let me know down in the comments below. A 1x4 skill. The price is not yet confirmed, but if they can keep it at $300 at 1x4 skill, that would be amazing. Yeah. And the last figure for today, Wuthering Waves Changli from OMG Studio. Yeah, just it is very similar to a bodysuit. If I were, birthday suit. Very similar to a birthday suit. If I were to describe what the figure looks like, but the face looks fine to me. Yeah. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you get? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. It is a public holiday. And until then, if you found this video helpful or informative, give this video a like. Support this channel by subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys really soon. Goodbye.